You'll be taking a lot of measurements this year in Honors Physical Science, so let's just make sure you do it right. We'll use metric measurements this year, for instance centimeters, and you can always tell if you're working in centimeters or some other metric unit because each of the values, say between 1 and 2, will be divided into 10 pieces. So to get from 1 to 2 centimeters, I'll have to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is a little bit longer, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 divisions. Compare that to the inches or other U.S. customary system measures, and they'll be divided into something different, something that's not 10. For instance, between 11 and 12 inches, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We don't want to use this. This style here involves using fractions. But when we measure using the metric units, we don't have to use fractions, we simply use decimals. So let's see how we do this. Let's measure the length of this blue rectangle here. First thing I have to do is I have to make sure that it actually starts at 0, otherwise I end up with an inaccurate measurement due to what's called 0-point errors or 0-point inaccuracies. So let's just go ahead and make sure that this ends up here where it belongs. That looks good to me. So now I want to take this measurement. What I do is I count and see how many centimeters I have gone past. I've gone past 1, I've gone past 2, but I have not gone past 3. So I'm going to record this as 2 point, and now what I do is I count how many tick marks. There are no fractions, people, no fractions. 2.1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2.9, but wait a second, it looks to me like it's gone a little bit beyond the 9. So what I'm going to do is, in my mind's eye, I'm going to imagine 10 little tick marks between the 0.9 and the 3.0. And if I think it's gone about 2 of those tick marks. So I'm going to say it's going to be 2.92. Now, if when you looked at it, you thought, no, I think I only went about 0.1 beyond that 9, then you would have recorded it as 2.91. And it's understood there's always a little bit of wiggle room here, but that's still a significant measurement. We all agree it's not, say, 2.95. So you always are supposed to give yourself one digit beyond what is known. I know the 2, I know the 9, there's no debate there. And then I get one digit of guesstimation, and I'm not just allowed it, I'm expected to take it. But I'm also supposed to do one more thing, and that is record the units. These are centimeters, and if I fail to write that down, my reader may not know exactly what I'm talking about. So you need to be good about writing down the units anytime you give me a number. A number without a unit is just a number. It doesn't have any meanings. It is the unit that gives it meaning, and you are required to do that this year. Now there's one more thing I want to point out here, and there's a common boo-boo I see kids make in my class, and that is that you tend to look at this value here and you go, well, you know, I see that it's 2.1, 2, 3, 4. It's more than 2.4. It's less than 2.5. And when you look at here, you go, yeah, no, it looks to me like that is 3/4 of the way there. So you might have a tendency to go, all right, it's 2.4, and then in your mind you say it's 3/4, and 3/4, oh, Eric says no fraction, so I'm going to say 7/5. Well, the problem with doing this is, and by the way, I just want to be very clear, we do not want to do this. This is a big no-no. And the reason it's a big no-no is you do not really know this digit here, much less this digit here. This is the one that you get to estimate. You get one digit of estimation. You do not get 2 digits of estimation. So instead of saying, I think it's 3/4, what you need to do instead is say, I know it's more than 2. I know it's more than 0.4 and less than 0.5. And what I do is I simply look and I say, well, if there was 10 little tick marks between here, I think that one gets to the 7. So I'm going to call it 2.47 centimeters. Perhaps you would look at it and see 8, so you could put 2.48, but what you don't do is in your mind say 3/4 is 0.75, because that gives you this extra digit that you actually don't know. You're estimating the 7, you're allowed to do that and required to do that, but you have no idea what this other one is, so don't put the 5.